Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Heroes. So we have Ayra. Ayra is a character that I very much enjoy to review, because we've done quite a few showcases of Ayra in the past, and other characters similar to her. We called the black-haired speedster swordswoman. Quite a title, but one that they've earned quite well. Will this Ayra keep up the title? Yes, she will. Like, her affinity to speed goes so insane that the gameplay showcase will last about 5 minutes, because I said, you know what, this character looks insane because of her high speed. So I wanted to max out her great talent in speed, which you can stack up to plus 20 speed. And I went for, I believe, an abyssal stage on Freya and Triandra. So I went with Ayra, I defeated all the enemies in that stage, which took a while, and it was insane. So look forward to the gameplay showcase in this video. Other than that, my friends, this is Legendary Ayra from Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. She's a quite interesting choice for a Legendary Hero, because she's obviously a popular character, so that will suffice for many Legendary Heroes. But she's not one of the main characters, like she's no Sigurd, she's no Quan, she's no Lewin. So it is interesting that they went for her for sure. I don't mind it at all, because I think that Ayra earned a spot as a legendary in Fire Emblem Heroes as a character. Many love her, we have a ton of Ayra clones, daughters, cousins, etc. So by now her archetype has become a thing in Fe. And we are here to learn everything that you need to know about the character. Dialogue, animation, and so on, build showcase, and then the very lengthy gameplay showcase for this video, which I very much enjoyed. However, I think that will be a fun ride to see her get attacked by literally everything, survive, and also deal back so much damage that I was like, wow. And the stats, like at the end of the gameplay showcase, look at me highlighting how much speed she has. That's insane. Anyway, that's it for the intro. Let's get into it, and I'll be back with you at the gameplay showcase. Sorry, no, I wish at the build showcase.
I will return to Isaac, but not until the battle is finished. I am happy if you regard me a warrior. A legendary hero? It is too early to award me such status. I will always be there for Shannon. For you, I will wield my blade. Oh, it's you. Did someone tell you to sneak up on me? This is the only life I know. I am happy if you regard me a warrior. I will return to Isaac, but not until the battle is finished.
Okay, here we are with the build showcase. So, let's discuss about it, because this is a character that I think will be quite tough to understand. Not because the character is hard, but how she works in general. So this is a character where speed is the main component to everything that she does. I don't say this lightly, because you will see later in the gameplay showcase how much her speed makes her stronger by the start to the end of the fight. But there is also another component that I think is very key, and you can see part of that component in the skills options that she has. It is obviously movement. So you want her to move a lot, and based on how much she moves, she will also deal a lot of damage, because she gets extra stats from the Excel and Clash skills. And also we have Brutal Tempest, which by the icon you can already guess will give her extra movement. But let's start traditionally by the stats. We have HP 41, average HP, attack 63 on the high side for sure, and not an asset either. Then we have speed 49, which is I would say very high. And then we have def 35 and rest 32. On the middling side, but good enough for what she wants to do. She can take quite a few hits. Like, if you see later in the gameplay showcase, I will keep saying this a lot. But she has a good bulk for the enemy phase for sure. Obviously, there are other damage reduction effects that she has that make it even better. But on stat line alone, it's not too bad. Let's start with the weapon. Now, you might... you might be remembering what I just said, that she's a complicated unit to explain. That's not why. Like, you see a lot of text, but obviously it is not too difficult to understand. Let's break it down. We have Special Trigger Acceleration, nothing too crazy, we have it on every unit. At the start of turn, if she has more than 25% HP, she gets Attack Speed plus 6, Potent Follow, and neutralizes 4 bonuses during combat to herself and allies into space to unit for 1 turn. So this is a support slash self effect. The good part here, and the most important part here, is obviously the Potent Follow. Like, the other two effects, stats and neutralizes bonuses, those are good, but we have seen them in many different units. Many units themselves have it. Potent Follow is not something that your average unit would have, so to be able to get it yourself and grant it is very nice. What is Potent Follow? If decreasing the speed difference necessary to make a follow-up attack by 25 would allow unit to trigger a follow-up attack, triggers Potent Follow X% during combat. If unit cannot perform a follow-up attack and attack twice, X equals 80, otherwise X equals 40. So this is basically an extra follow-up attack for units, which is incredibly strong. This effect was first seen with Emblem Mart, which was very strong back then, and obviously being able to grant it to allies makes it even stronger. So the support value that Legendary Ayra has is already pretty valuable, because obviously this is an effect that you want to give to a lot of different characters who do not have Potent Follow equipped. Then we have, at the start of combat, if unit HP is higher or equal than 25%, grants bonus to unit attack speed then FRS equals 5 plus 15% of unit speed at the start of combat. So be mindful here, you get a huge boost to stats by the end of the fight, thanks to the fact that you have a speed taker, because remember, great talent stacks up over time up to a maximum of 20, I believe, and it is an incredible effect paired up with this, because basically she gets stronger every fight, every phase of the fight that she passes through and survives. She gets more stats, she gets more damage. You can see why that effect of giving her extra stats with the weapon is incredibly powerful. But it doesn't end there. If Potent Follow X% as triggered and X is lower or equal to 99, then X equals 100%. So this is basically an interaction with the Potent Follow that she gives herself, where basically she guarantees that it is always a 100% follow-up attack, which makes it so that it is a full-on follow-up attack, very powerful indeed. Then we have unit deals plus Y per 5 damage. Y is number of bonus effects active on unit, excluding stat bonuses, plus number of penalty effects active on foe. So this is a flat damage increase, because you can see it is plus Y, it is not plus Y %. incredibly strong, because we have a ton of damage reduction in the current meta, but also at the same time we have a ton of pure damage reduction, and this is pure damage increase, flat damage, as I like to call it. And it works off bonus and penalties, so you do want to have characters that can support Ayra in this endeavor. There are many, mostly it is always staffs or tomes, but you can find a plethora of units that does it. Overall, a very, very, very strong effect for sure. Probably this one and the extra stats are the best parts of the weapon. But it doesn't end here, my friends, because we also have reduces damage from first attack by X per 3 during combat. She also has flat damage reduction, which is also incredible. And also, when foe attack triggers for special, reduces damage by Y per 3. This is flat damage reduction for special. Last but not least, at start of combat, if unit HP is higher or equal than 25%, restore 7 HP to unit after combat. So let's break it down. Those effects by themselves make her incredibly strong. Like, she has extra stats, potent follow, and neutralizes for bonuses to herself and their allies. Potent follow is already an amazingly strong effect, so that already is accounted for. Then she has extra stats based on her speed. She always gets a full potent follow effect. She deals a flat damage based on the number of bonus on herself and the penalties on foe. She has a flat damage reduction based on that same amount. And she also has a flat damage reduction on the foe special by that same amount. Same amount, it is per 5, per 3, per 3, but you get what I'm trying to say. Same amount on number of bonuses, etc. Finally, she also restores at the start of combat 7 HP if she has more than 25% HP. So overall we have survivability, a lot of it, because flat damage reduction, flat special damage reduction, HP restore, that's a lot of survivability, also the extra stats obviously. Damage, because stats, potent follow, and also flat damage based on the number of bonuses and penalties, that's insane, and also the stats. This unit already comes with a complete package that makes you see why she's so insanely good. Like, this is a unit that pretty much can break most of the current enemy phase meta characters. Most, because obviously those always get stronger, as do the characters on our side, the player phase here. So, the weapon being so filled with incredible effects is why she has not a personal skill, but a personal special. But that's not to say it is bad, because the personal special is also insane. When special triggers, boost damage by 40% of unit speed, and neutralizes foe, reduces damage by X% effects from foe no special skills. So already we have insane damage because of her scaling of speed effect, and anti-DR. Doesn't end there. Grants special count minus 1 to unit before unit first attack, and before each, by the way, of unit follow-up attacks during combat. And also, when unit special is triggered during a follow-up attack, prevents foe special that are triggered by unit attack. So this is very important, because obviously, if you have a defensive special on your enemy, she can delay that defensive special, and her own special will probably destroy the enemy by itself. This special by itself already has scaling damage on speed, anti-DR, turbo special, because she gets a special on every hit, basically. And then we also have anti-defensive special on the foe. The last effect, if unit or foe special is ready or triggered before or during combat, reduces damage from foe next attack by 40%. So not only you have the flat damage reduction from special in the weapon, you also have a percentage damage reduction on those special the same. So your enemy special will hit for basically nothing. You will see later in the video, in the gameplay showcase, when Freya uses her special against Ayra, she basically deals little to no damage. And by the way, that's Abyssal Freya, not the normal Freya that you might expect. Abyssal enemies, I'll let you know, it is the hardest difficulty. Obviously, that's not to say that there aren't harder Abyssals, like that's Freya is from book 4, if I'm not wrong now, in my book knowledge, but it should be book 4, because book 1 is Asker, book 2 is the Ice and Fire, Muspelheim, then book 3 is the Death one, so yes, book 4, there we go. And that's to say, my friends, that this character is a character that I would 100% suggest for sure. Like, we obviously have those skills, nothing new. We have attack and speed excel. This is based on the enemy or Ayra moving and getting a boost on her attack and speed based on the number of position moves. And also reduces damage by the foe attack, which makes it even better because it stacks up together with the one on the weapon, so she takes a little to no damage. So Ayra is a mixed character. She can be both player face and enemy face. She can take a lot of it enemy face for sure. I wouldn't give her the distant counter, by the way. I would make her more player face focused because you want to use her to move a lot. Otherwise, Brutal Tempest kinda goes to waste because if you don't move, like, what's the point? Brutal Tempest is indeed very good because it gives her a Canto distant +1, which means that she gets after an attack, as skill of Struct or Destruction, unit can move spaces equals number of spaces from start position to end position of unit before the above +1. So based on how much you moved, then you get to move as much with Canto +1. So you get why you want her to be very player face focused more than enemy face. But that's not to say that the enemy face bad. She's insane. And also she gets a bonus to attack speed FRS based on number of spaces from start position to end position of whoever initiated combat. So the interaction between Excel and Tempest here is insane. And then we have Speed Taker 4. After combat unit attack, grants Speed Great Talent +4 to unit. And also she gets Special Defense -4 on 4, units deal damage equals 20% of unit speed, neutralizes units penalty to speed, and neutralizes effects that inflict special cooldown charge -X on unit during combat. So anti-guard, she gets anti-penalties on speed, she gets flat damage, in this case on percentage based on her speed, and she also inflicts debuffs, which is very good because it interacts with the Sword of Isaac and the Y calculation over there. Remember, Great Talent is a permanent buff that keeps stacking up to a maximum of 20 here that she gets. So she gets speed +4, speed +4, speed +4, etc. until it reaches 20. Very good effect indeed. Overall, this is a character that I would heavily suggest. Where does the negativity come out for a character like this? Obviously, it's the fact that this is a character that joins a roster of other characters before her, like, I like to call them black-haired speedsters, or swordswomen if you want. But there are also characters like Brave Felix, for example, which have their own effects that are insane, also as red swords. The argument here will be, how long can Ayra last before she gets another character that is Ayra +1? Basically, the argument here is power creep. It is an argument that is true to any character, but I will say this, she does have something that will make her age quite well. So, Ayra effects mainly revolve around stacking speed, using the Y effect, so stacking buffs on herself and debuffs on the enemy, and also being able to give her allies potent follow. Those three effects make it so that Ayra has a nice length in terms of usability in the future, so I will say that even if you roll her now at the time of recording, she's still amazingly good. I do think that the meta for Fire Emblem Heroes in the recent years changes very quickly, so maybe by the time you watch this video in 2 months, for example, that might not be true. But I do think that for a character like this, there is an argument to be made that she's regardless very good. So, in my opinion, I do suggest her a lot. I think that the usability here is also very simple. You just want her to move a lot. You want her to obviously not be faced with 1,000 enemies, but you will see in the gameplay showcase that even then it doesn't really matter. Anyway, my friends, a lengthy showcase, but it is Ayra, so it is a given. Next showcase will be Rafal, and it will be way shorter because Rafal has only 2 skills, so I had to give him one which isn't even very good, but I didn't want to overinvest. But for today, that's it. Thank you much, that's it for the build showcase for me. Next is the gameplay showcase, 5 minutes, so make sure to watch it because it is insane to see how strong Ayra can be. Thank you much for watching, remember to smash the like button and the subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel more, remember to use the super text feature to leave a comment with the country you are choosing below your favorite Hunter video. For now, my friends, I leave you to the gameplay showcase. Make sure to enjoy. Bye!
Sounds like a challenge.
I will bring forth
you need.
my
Yours to
greetings.
command. Let us proceed.
It is time. You will pay for this.
Will do. You knock it
Let us
here.
go.
A cruel dream, then.
Right. Pity.
Give me an order.
Let us proceed.
You will pay for this. You will pay for this. Pity. You will pay for this. Sounds like a challenge. To the depths of hell!
Yours to command. Not in a millennium.
I am not sure. What you need?
You run, you die! To the depths of hell! Right. You run, you die!
Give me an order. I will bring
Let
forth
us go.
my greetings.
You run, you die! You will pay for this. It is time. Sounds like a challenge. Pity.